Everyone, it's John Barrett at Level Up Your Leadership, where I'm going to help you with visual lessons so that you can be your best. I want to talk about the volleyball effect. Now, when I was growing up in elementary school and in the middle school, I remember playing volleyball in gym class, and I was a competitive person, and I loved to be able to win at all costs. And I remember being so frustrated in volleyball because every time on my team, whenever the other team would hit the ball coming over the net to us, everybody would get ready to go for it, and then we'd all hesitate, thinking that somebody else was going to jump in and get the ball, and then nobody did, and the ball would just kind of hit the ground. And I remember doing this and thinking, this is terrible, this is crazy, we've got to hit the ball. And this volleyball effect that happens is the same thing that happens in an organization. Just like we've got somebody over here, let's just say, and they're really excited, they're getting ready to hit this volleyball, if you will, across the net. Maybe this is somebody on the team and a leader of of your organization or your team, or maybe this is you at times and your team is on the other end or you're on the other end. But basically what happens is we've got a team over here and they're kind of hanging out. That ball gets hit and it starts to go down and everybody kind of looks like they're going to go for it, but nobody really does. Everybody hesitates, everybody kind of stops, and what happens? That ball, bam, hits the ground and we minus a point. We're out. We didn't get what we needed because everybody kind of just hesitated. They all just kind of stopped. In fact, it's like, okay, I thought you were going to get it. Well, I thought you were going to get it. And you've experienced this, I'm sure, if you've ever played volleyball. This is what's happening in so many organizations, that there's so many times that we're not stepping up in a meeting. We're not saying what needs to be said, maybe out of fear. Maybe we think, well, somebody else will say it. Oh, they'll surely take care of it. Or I don't know if this is really my spot to do it or whatever it is. Or something happens in the organization where there's an opportunity and someone needs to step up and we think, well, I'd like to do that, or I want to jump in on that project or do that, but we don't do it. And all of a sudden now, because everybody thinks everyone else is going to do it, the ball hits the ground and it doesn't go anywhere. I see this happen in meeting all the times. All these ideas are getting tossed around, but nobody's stepping up to the plate, taking the initiative to say, I'll do it, I'll make it happen. Hey, let me do that. And so all of a sudden now we're beginning to lose in this organization. Now, here's what I would rather see in any kind of team, in any organization, is that when that ball comes over here, I would rather everybody dive into the middle. I would rather us have a collision right here and butt heads and lose the point than to completely miss it because we all hesitated. I'd rather do that. Most teams that are highly successful, they would rather err on the side of just jumping in, say what needs to be said, jump in on that meeting. Don't be afraid to say that. Don't be hold back and on that during the presentation. Jump in, make it happen. Raise your hand, say something. Listen, highly successful teams and leaders, they go for the ball. They don't want that ball to hit the ground. Better that you collide together and miss the point than to miss it by hesitating. Now, the good news is this: when you begin to jump in after that ball, even if you don't get a clean hit all the way back across that thing, here's the deal. If you can just get together and collide and make it happen, maybe that ball goes up, but maybe someone else on your team is able to jump up and take that ball and smack it back over. So listen, even if you collide a little bit here, but we're able just to keep that thing up, keep the conversation going, keep the momentum up, keep that ball in the air, we've got another opportunity for someone to get that across and be able to be successful. So listen, I want to ask you, what are you doing maybe in your leadership? What are you doing in your success that may be like this? Maybe you're hesitating. Maybe it's out of fear of this or that, or what's the team going to do, or how are we going to do that, or giving that presentation, or stepping up and working with that client, or taking on this new initiative, or taking on this kind of new level of whatever responsibility that may be coming your way. What is it? Is there an area that you're hesitating, thinking someone else will do it, or maybe I just don't have what it takes? Listen, stop. Jump into the ball. I would rather you collide than miss. And listen, if you'll do that, and if we create an organization where we talk about this, listen, there's a lot of leaders I work with and they think, John, how do I get more engagement in my team? How do I get them to talk more? It seems like I throw things out there and the ball just kind of hits the ground. Nobody's stepping up. Well, listen, you got to train to this. You got to talk about, as a team, what are we going to do to keep that ball in the air? We're never going to let it hit the ground. It is a lose in our meetings. It's a lose in our interactions and our planning and all the things that we do if we're going to let that ball hit the ground. So I jump in. You better come prepared, come ready to get in the game, because every time we get together, it is game day. And if you'll begin to just jump in and just put yourself out there, keep that ball in the air in your meetings and all that's going on so that you can be more successful. Guys, listen, if you'll begin to do this and talk about this with your team and understand that the volleyball effect could very much be happening, then all of a sudden now, if you address it, you're going to be able to create a much more successful team. So you can go to John Barrett Leadership, get the Level Up Guide, where we actually have group questions where you and your team can talk about this and say, hey, where in our teamwork are maybe we missing the ball? Maybe in our meetings, or maybe in this, kind of feels like the ball's hitting the ground and we need to be able to jump in. What's that going to look like? What's that going to take from us? So you can get all kinds of group questions and a guide that you can walk through this with your team so that you guys can be successful and, hey, win at all costs to be more successful. So go check it out at johnbarrettleadership.com. Reach out to us today so we can help take you and your team to the next level.